So let's get started with WebDriver utils. Yeah. So WebDriver utils is basically all WebDriver reusable methods will be available there. So WebDriver reusable methods will be available. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then we're declaring a WebDriver driver, a global variable, JavaScript utils class. So object reference. So WebDriver wait object reference, JavaScript executor. So object reference.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
Is it? What about others?
Yeah, we are hearing, sir. I'm hearing yours.
Okay, but can you others also confirm?
I am hearing your voice, sir.
Okay. Who has a problem? Shravani, you have a problem?
I think Shravani have.
Okay. Yeah, fine. So then we are creating a constructor, and the constructor. So we have a driver parameter. Then this dot driver equal to driver. So that means, so whatever the driver you're passing to this constructor, so that driver will be taken as a main driver, and wait, new WebDriver wait driver duration dot of seconds, act new actions of driver, JSX JavaScript executor of driver, and JS util equal to new JavaScript utils of driver, page factory dot init elements method. So driver comma this. So this is the initializing the all these methods. So wherever you're going to call them. So and public void refresh method, and so it refreshes the method. Sorry guys. So refresh method just refreshes the current browser. So see, again, we are calling inside driver dot navigate method dot refresh. Instead of writing this bigger line, you can just call refresh method if you want to do a refresh. So get title. So you want get the page title. So you can call string title equal to driver dot get title and return title. So return title. So return the title and a string. So get URL. Okay, so string get URL, public string get URL, string URL equal to driver dot get current URL. So you're getting the URL, you're getting the page title. See that? But extra, you're getting loggers in the inside that method inside. You don't need to write the loggers again. And next, navigate to browser back method. Driver dot navigate method dot back. So navigate browser forward. Driver dot navigate method dot forward method. So and get element. So public web element get element by locator. So you can get the element web element driver dot find element. So locator. So the locator you are passing here and you're getting the web element. This method is returning a web element type. So return element and see in the same time I'm flash element. So flash element is basically highlighting the element. So you can see here flash element method I have written JSUtil.flash. So you can write so directly you can call the method here. Even you can call this one directly here, but here you don't have a but you can pass the element now, right? You can call so this flash method itself here also directly. Again, you don't need this. So wherever you want a JSUtil.flash method you can call. So JSUtil is a JavaScript util. So JavaScript utils class object. So then get element list. So you can get the total number of elements. So list web element list equal to new array list. New array list web element. So by type new get by type locator. Get by type locator. So element list equal to driver dot find elements by type. So by type you can get the list of elements. So that's the main objective of this get elements. If element list dot size greater than 0, then you can say element list found with a locator. Else element list not found with locator. So try catch blocks. So log dot error element list not found with locator e dot print stack trace. So return element list. So return element list. So this is all get all the elements. One method you can call. So you don't need of so again writing all the code. This line of code you don't need to write. Public boolean is element present. So by locator driver dot find element. So by locator return true. So in the catch block return false. If it is not true, so it will come to catch block. It will come to catch block. That's is element present. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So next, click method. Click on this element. So first we see waiting for the element to be clickable. Highlight the element, then click it. See, automatically you're adding the wait method. You can highlight the element, then you're clicking. So you don't need to write separately for each element these lines of code. It will reduce. So one time only we are writing, and we are clicking on the element. So with all the wait command, highlighting the element, automatically it will highlight first. You can see where it is currently action is performed. If you do highlight. Next, so is clickable. Is clickable, say this method is a return type method. So it returns a Boolean value. Whether this element is clickable or not, so you can check that. So wait dot until expected conditions dot element to be clickable. So element, so flash element, so the element you can do that. Return element dot is displayed. So element dot is displayed. So element dot is displayed. So public void send data, element, string text, and wait dot until expected conditions dot element to be clickable. So flash element dot clear, element dot send keys. So you can send the data. So with all this wait and clear, flash, then you're typing. So this is the advantage with the reusable methods on top of, okay, so on top of the existing methods, so we are creating the reusable methods. So which has a, another methods also combined together. Instead of wait method adding in every time, and here we are adding. So then you can, so that will be easy. Automatically it will wait, then highlight the element, then if anything you want to clear it, then you type it. Right, again, so inside we are using send keys method, clear method. Those are here also is clickable, it is calling the is displayed method. Is displayed method. So then get text method, get text. So public string, get text. Element, throws interrupted exception. Here, wait for the visibility of element, then flash on that element, return element dot get text method. So basically all the methods we discussed and we are calling here in a reusable methods. Clear text. So web element. So wait for that element, flash, then clear method. See, every method I am calling again and again. So you don't need to write all these things, just call this method, that's it, in your page classes. So automatically it will so perform that action. Clear text with the backspace key. So you can press the backspace to clear the text. So wait dot until expected conditions dot element to be clickable, show the element. So flash element while, so element dot get attribute of value to string dot content equals not empty. So this is the negation. So element dot get attribute value, you will get the value from the edit box. Then what you are doing until this is not empty, you are keep on pressing. So element dot send keys dot backspace. Keys dot backspace will be pressed. So that's a so backspace key, you can press it. And then get element text. Get element text. So public string get element text by locator. So flash element. So get element locator. Return get element locator dot get text. So, but based on the this is not required, but if you need, you can just use it. Otherwise, we won't use much. Directly element you are going to get, and we're using a page object model design pattern with the page factory. As I mentioned clearly, page factory will return to you only element only. So they will return web element only. So that is this. So locator very rarely you will use locator concept. Get element attribute value. So the element fetches the element attribute value. See public return type is string. Get element attribute value. So web element string attribute, and flash element return element dot get attribute of attribute. So get attribute of attribute. And get element CSS value. Get element CSS value. So web element string CSS property. So flash element dot get CSS value of CSS property. So element dot get CSS value of CSS property. Public boolean is enabled. So whether this element is enabled or disabled, if you want to know, so we'll come to know. Public boolean is enabled. Web element. So boolean enabled equal to false. And we can so flash the element if element is not null. So an enabled value, I'm just putting element dot is enabled. So if it is enabled, you will get a true here, right? If it is a true, and you're saying element is enabled, else element is disabled. So return the enabled. The flagging, okay, this is the flagging concept, we call that. So is enabled by locator, and you can call is enabled get element locator. See method inside another method you are calling. So that's the method chaining. So method inside argument as another method, because this method is a return type method. That's why you're so giving as an input argument. So is displayed web element. So again with a flag. So is displayed false, and if element is not null, so wait for page load and displayed equal to element dot is displayed. See, but finally again WebDriver method you have to call, even in custom methods also you have to call your WebDriver methods. So mandatory. Without WebDriver methods you cannot achieve your custom methods. So using them, you are generating few more custom methods. Public boolean is displayed. So by locator, return is displayed get element of locator. So then you can say public boolean is selected web element. So Boolean selected equal to false. If element is not null, so selected equal to element dot is selected. So if selected and element is selected, else element is already so selected. You can say that. So if selected is true, you can say element is selected. Else, maybe you can say element is already selected. So this is the is selected method. Next public boolean is selected with a locator. Return is selected. So get element of locator. And so these are the already existing methods only you are calling. Next check. Check also same, right? But we are checking the check boxes, okay? Particular check box. If is not selected the element, flash the element, click on the element. If it is not selected, so you're just clicking on that element, then it will check. Check by locator. So check get element, so locator. So get element locator. So uncheck, yes, public void uncheck element. If is selected of element, so flash the element, click element, and element is unchecked. So that's an uncheck method you can call. And public void uncheck, so by locator, and flash element, get element locator, uncheck, so get element of locator. So you can use either the web element one or by locator. Okay. So next, submit method. So web element string info. You can call if element is not null, flash the element, then click on submit. Basically, you call the submit method. Okay. Then we are returning true, else return false. Else return the false. So that is the submit method. Whether it is submitted or not, you can find out. Select option, see select class methods. Basically, again, I'm repeating all the methods from the beginning. Select class, right? Select class is mainly used for selecting an option from drop down. So select an option by visible text. So what you need to pass for this method as an argument, web element. So the option you want to select. So create object for select class, and pass the element, drop down element, then wait dot until expected conditions dot visibility of element, visibility of the element. So cell dot select by visible text, option to select. So log dot info selected option, option to select, option to select. So next one is select option by value attribute. Select option by value attribute. Web element, string value, select cell equal to new select element. So cell dot select by value. So the value. So and then so you can select an option by value attribute. Select option by index, web element, int index. So select cell equal to new select element, cell dot select by index, the index. Based on the index also, you can select based on the attribute value also, you can select based on the visible text also, you can select. There are 3 ways. So every time you don't need to write these things, right? Then independently you can call the methods. That's the advantage with this reusable methods creation. So next, So this is the document comment for every method we have written. That's the best practices. See, anybody can come and understand this method fetches all the drop-down options using select class. So you can easily understand. Public, the return type is list web element. Get all drop-down options. Web element. Select cell equal to new select of element. So return cell dot get options method. Get options method. So get options method will return all the drop down options. So all the drop down options. So get drop down size. How can get the drop down size? So return get all drop down options. This method I am calling. See, this method I am calling element dot size method. See, I'm not writing again this code. So I'm already written. Okay, I can call this method. So collection dot size method. So next, public list web element get all selected drop down options from this element. Select cell equal to new select of element. So return cell dot get all selected options. Get all selected options. So get all selected options. So get all selected options. So public string get selected drop down value web element. Select cell equal to new select of element. So return cell dot get first selected option dot get text. So you're getting the selected drop down value. Selected drop down value. So get first selected option. So that's a so the get selected drop down value. So public boolean is drop down option exist. So you're just checking. So the whatever the option you want to verify, that option is present in this drop down or not, you want to verify. So instead of writing all this code every time, you can just call this one. So you can just call particular option is present in the drop down or not, you want to check. Just give the drop down element and which option you want to verify. So automatically the loop will continue. So we see select cell equal to new select and boolean exist false. Initially I'm saying the option is not exist. List web element option list equal to cell dot get options. Iterating for int I equal to 0 I less than collection dot size I plus plus. So basically what we're doing, we're get text calling, get text of, so each option we are getting the text. If this text matches the option to verify, okay, option to verify, and we are changing the exist to true, then break it. So then it won't go to next iteration. So if it exists, you can say selected option, so to verify exist. So selected option doesn't exist else. So that's a return, it returns a boolean value true or false to you. Select an option using select class based on given drop down locator. But this is again, so you're calling the get element by locator. Even with locator also you can select. So you can select a particular option. And this is the now our normal process, right? You can, but again, you're using a select class here and you're looping it. So this one also, so select an option from dropdown without using select class. So this is the another interview question. So how can you select an option from dropdown without using select class? Without using select class. Without using select class. So public void, select option list. So web element, comma string, option to select. So list web element, option list equal to element dot find elements by dot tag name, option tag. So for web element, so this option list, right? Option list collection. So the element colon option list, and if so the element dot get text equals ignore case, this option to select, then click on that option element, then break it. So this, can you observe here? So element dot find elements by dot tag name, option tag. This is only for the drop down. Okay, if it is a tag name is option tag, and this method will work out. So you don't need to write the entire code again and again. Just you can call this method, it will select automatically option without select class also. So then select option. So if it is a different from list, so list of elements you have. So then this is the another method, so which will help. You can pass the list and which option you want to choose. So you can wait for the visibility of all elements for web element. So this web element, you can give one variable name colon. This is the collection name. Basically, you can change this to collection. Then if this web element dot get attribute of L equals ignore case this option, then click on that. Return true, return false if not. So this is the how you can select an option from list. So then we have a selecting an option list box if it is as a UL and LI tags. So this is the another function. Same, right? Almost similar. Web element, string, option to select, list web element, the collection, element dot find elements by dot tag name, LI tag. So generally we just changed the tag name here, the LI. In the above we have option tag, right? So here LI tag. Already I mentioned in the beginning classes. So this code, same code I'm calling again, but put it in as a one method. So wait dot until expected condition start, visibility of all elements, option list. So for web element, option element, so option list. So if option element dot get text equals ignore case, option to select, you can click on the option element, then break it. Then, so break it. And so public list web element, get elements by locator, return driver dot find elements, the locator. Driver dot find elements, the locator. So you can use this method will fetch all web elements in the page. You can get all the elements. So see, this is the direct method you can call by giving a locator. And this method fetches all the elements text and return to list. So this method get elements text, gets element text, all the elements text. So because you have a list of elements. So all this list of element text you are storing in the array list. So list string array list name equal to new array list of string. So then for web element E colon, so element list, string text equal to E dot get text. E dot get text. So element text list dot add text. So that's the, so you are adding the each text to this array list and return so element text list. So that's the this get elements text list. So public boolean is single element exist. So is single element exist. So int, so actual count equal to get elements. So of locator dot size. Then if count equal to 1, you can say it's a single element exist. So is 2 elements. So that's a same function you're calling. If count is equal to 2 and return. Is multiple element exist? If it is a greater than 1, so you can return true. These are all is multiple element exist. Maybe based on your expected element count and actual count. So both matches you can put it. Then actions class methods. Select class methods, so some other methods we covered till now. Then we have a actions class methods. So what are the actions class methods we will use? The purpose of actions class methods you already know. So what is the
Mouse
purpose?
over. Mouse over.
Mouse overing, keyboard and mouse over, right?
Keyboard.
Yeah. So click by actions. Click by actions, web element. So wait dot until expected conditions dot element to be clickable, the element. So actor dot click method, element dot perform method. So it is click by actions. So click by actions. So click by enter, click by enter, web element. So you are just pressing the enter key. So element dot send keys dot enter, keys dot enter. So visibility of all elements, element to be clickable.